Come with us to Paracon 2025. So, this was our first Paracon experience. I was really excited. I've been wanting to go to Paracon for the last couple of years, and I knew Josh Gates was going to be here this year, so this was the year we had to do it. He is my husband's absolute favorite. So as soon as I saw that, I knew I needed to get us VIP tickets so we could get in a little bit early and meet him at the meet and greet. I just wanted to check this out for a long time. Pennhurst is somewhere I have wanted to come for quite a while. I am really interested in the paranormal, and this is one of those like big places that I feel like you need to go. I will say the VIP experience really wasn't what was advertised completely. We did get in earlier than general admission, but there was no beer garden as advertised, not really a dining lounge, which I will talk about a little bit later. No sideshows, but we did end up meeting Josh, and he was so cool. We were one of the first 100 people in line. We only waited about 30 minutes because we got there so early. If you ever have the opportunity to meet Josh Gates, I highly recommend it. Really nice guy. Then we took some time to walk around to all of the different vendors, or at least we tried to get to all of the different vendors, but there were so many. Everybody had really unique stuff, even if they were selling sort of the same genre of item. It was really interesting, and people kept their prices really reasonable, which of course is always appreciated, but it really allowed you to check out so many different booths and just grab a bunch of different things. I ended up getting some cookies from Maddie Makes, and if you ever have a chance to get any, I think they ship as well. I highly recommend them. The banana pudding cookie was one of the best cookies I've ever had. We also ended up seeing this really cool wrist light. It's a wrist flashlight with a trigger on your finger, so you can use your hands and have your flashlight. I'm going to link it below. It was very cool, and it's patented, the only one of its kind. I'm definitely going to link it below because Father's Day is coming up, and it's really just something cool to have. We ended up getting to go to the Project Fear panel, which was really exciting. We watch Project Fear. We've seen every single episode. On day 2, we did end up meeting the guys. They were so nice. Speaking of day 2, this is it. So we got our start really early again. And I'll be honest, day 2 seemed a lot more organized, even though it still wasn't perfect. But the first thing we did was go see Project Fear. We were probably one of the first 100 people in line because we just wanted to get in and then go explore the buildings today. And they really were super nice. Then we went to do some building exploration. I was really hoping that we would get some, I don't know, something paranormal, some sort of evidence, but I truly, really believe that there was just so much energy. Everybody was using equipment. Everybody was walking around, had their flashlights, this and that. And I really don't think that that is conducive at all for getting any kind of evidence. So we didn't, but walking around these buildings really was a sobering experience. You really can feel just the energy of the buildings. I think that anytime I go somewhere that doesn't have a fantastic history, you can feel that, and there is nothing lacking about that in these buildings. You can feel the pain, you can feel the turmoil. And I think being able to walk around the buildings and see sort of some of the things that were left, it really just kind of hit me that we're not just like exploring old buildings that are like interesting. It's really the whole history of Pennhurst and institutions like it. And they did have a part in one of the buildings where I think it was this building actually, where they had a whole history of Pennhurst, like where it started, how this happened, and sort of what they're doing to make sure that it doesn't happen again. And I think that beyond being sort of a paranormal hotspot, I think that really learning and understanding the history is so important to being able to respect the grounds that you're on and respect the spirits that still may or may not be there, and just have respect for the lives that were affected by institutions like this. So day 2 really was focused on checking out the buildings, which was a very sobering experience. And then we stopped by the rest of the vendors that we wanted to get stuff from. And we made a lot of connections and had a really good time. I do have some final thoughts for Paracon. First off, the good. I think a lot of the issues other people were having were kind of just not an issue for us because of the way we went about everything. So we ended up getting there on Saturday super early. We got there probably 7:30, just because we didn't know what was going to be going on, what the parking situation was going to be like, what the lines were going to be like, and they really ended up being kind of a nightmare for people. But luckily, because of the way that we went about everything, getting there really early, making sure that we got out of the car and went to go check in, we ended up being first, like probably first 100 in line to meet Josh Gates on Saturday, and probably first 100 in line to meet Project Fear on Sunday. So that again was like really just because of the planning and making sure that we were there at a time, because we didn't know what was going to go on. Meeting Josh Gates was amazing. If you ever have the opportunity to meet him, definitely do that. I do have some pictures on my Instagram that we took with him, and just some pictures of the whole weekend. It was so fun. Getting to explore the buildings was really eye-opening. I just got really hit with, I don't know, it's like a really sobering feeling just walking through the buildings where so much abuse happened. And I think that bringing awareness to places like Pennhurst, and the fact that there are still state-run like places for people, it really, history repeats itself, and education is the best way to not allow that to happen. So in one of the buildings, they did have a big history of Pennhurst and like how they're advocating for people now and how to make sure that that doesn't happen again. I'm not sure what that noise is, so sorry if that is being caught on the camera. Meeting the vendors was incredible. We got to talk to so many people who make so many amazing things and are creating incredible like goods, and people who are paranormal investigators and photographers, and really just there was a little bit of everything, and everybody was so friendly and really just wanted to talk about what they do, what we do. And I feel like we made so many connections, and people were just really cool. I really enjoyed just walking around and talking to everybody. Getting to see Project Fear's panel was really fun. The panels were more of a like Q&A when we thought that they were going to be like a discussion and then Q&A. But I thought it was really cool, just getting to hear them talk about what they do, how they do it, what they love about what they do, what they don't love about what they do. So that was a highlight for me, and just getting to meet them. I know my husband and I have seen every single episode. I actually went to college with Chelsea. She unfortunately wasn't there, but she is due to have her baby soon, so congratulations to her. And they were all just so nice, and getting to meet Josh Gates was incredible. He is just amazing, honestly. My husband and I went a few years ago to go see him do his, like, he was on tour, and he kind of talks about how he got started, what he does, a whole bunch of stuff. If you ever get the chance to go see him on tour, I would highly recommend it. If you ever get a chance to meet him, he's like the nicest guy. And it just, yeah, I don't know. It was just a good weekend. We didn't get any like paranormal evidence or anything like that. I think there really was just too much energy in the buildings, and everybody was like having all of their equipment out at the same time, talking, walking around. There was lights everywhere. So I think it would have been difficult during the day when there was all that motion and all that activity really to get anything. So I do want to go back when there is like an overnight or something like that. The bad. So just because we didn't experience everything that a lot of other people did, we definitely did have some negatives on the weekend. So we had VIP tickets. There was supposed to be a VIP beer garden and dining lounge, and it ended up being in the speakeasy that was actually pretty small. And there was like maybe between 5 and 7 seats. So I think they really oversold the event. I think they especially oversold the RIP and VIP tickets. There was not enough room for everyone. And I heard some people talking about the like after hours, like meet and greets that were supposed to be more intimate. There was like hundreds of people, and it really just wasn't what people were advertised. I know we're really disappointed that there was no VIP beer garden. There was really only one place to get food, and maybe two tents for drinks, and one of them was like the main food tent, and that was not acceptable at all. So we were very lucky on Saturday. We got in line pretty early for that. We decided to eat at like 11:45, and we were able to get in and out, but by like 12:30, it was crazy. The lines were so long. When we got in line, I know they had ran out of Gatorade. At some point, they ran out of water at all the locations, which is 2 that had water. So I think the planning and organization really could have been better. I think that you know how many tickets you sold, you know what people are going to need, especially Saturday. It was so hot. So not having water for people really was unacceptable. Yeah, it was unacceptable. And I know the one alcohol area that they had, people were saying they were not selling water. So that honestly is not okay. And it does sound like this was one of the bigger years that they've done. I don't think that they have ever really had anybody as popular as Josh Gates. So I don't know that they were necessarily anticipating what that would look like, but at the same time, you know the numbers you sold. So that is where I don't really think that there's an excuse for that. I know that people got there earlier than the opening time. So for VIP, it was 10. People got there at like 9:30 and were waiting 3 hours in line to even get in. People I know were waiting in miles of car line. And that, again, not really acceptable. I think that parking is one of the most important things that you need to have a handle on. We're very lucky that we didn't have that issue, but I did hear from a lot of other people that they did. And I think just having a dedicated like RIP and VIP entrance probably would have helped the numbers. Just coming in that one entrance, they had, I think, 2 metal detectors, and there was just 2 lines that you could go in. If they had a separate RIP VIP entrance, I think people would have gotten in faster in both RIP and VIP and general admission, because you're not just all stuck together. Yeah, I think that really for me was the biggest negatives that I saw and that I heard people talking about. The water thing, not acceptable. We were not able to get water on Saturday past a certain time because they just didn't have it. So on Sunday we ended up bringing water, which we didn't know we could do. So we ended up bringing like 8 bottles of water. And that was perfectly acceptable. So if you want to go next year, I think we definitely will be going next year just to give it another chance. I did have a really good time. And I'm going to be linking all of the vendors that I got stuff from below, as many as I can. But I'm also going to be making a post just showcasing everything that I got from all of the cool vendors we went to. And I'll link them there. My Instagram link will be below as well. And yeah, I don't know. It was a really good time despite the negatives that were a part of the event. And yeah, I don't know. If you were there, let me know how you liked it. If you liked it, would you go back again? What didn't you like about it? What would you do differently? I don't know. I am very interested to hear other people's experiences and opinions. And yeah, I don't know. I will be back next week with another video. So I hope you join me. I hope you join me on Instagram. The like, comment, subscribe. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but yeah, no, I'm glad that that you're here, and I hope to see you again. Bye.